What's going on, everybody? My name is EQ. Welcome to EQ Trades. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Ethereum, specifically on the weekly chart, and we're going to be going through my price predictions going into the next bull cycle. Now let's jump straight into it. We're looking at Ethereum on the weekly chart. Over here is going to be the 2021 bull run, and this is currently where price is at now in through 2024. Right off the bat, you can see that the VRVP, or the visible range value profile, is showing that the majority of volume did show up in 2020. So regardless of all the price action that happened through the previous bull run and through the bear run and through the cycle we're going through now, which I wouldn't consider the bull run just yet, but based on all this information, we still had more volume go in this little tiny section than we've seen through all of this. And then when I actually take that zone off the chart, the VRVP is going to recalculate and it's going to show you the POC. Now it's going to show at about 1600, which is right about the median point of the current bear run that we were going through in between 2022 and 2023. And with that in mind, I'll put a range low down here. This is going to be the low from the bear market. And I want to see how Ethereum's price ended up holding up through the bear run. So I'm going to take a Fibonacci. I'm going to run a Fibonacci through the entire bull run of 2021. I'm going to extend it through where we are now. And we can see something really interesting. Price action did hold perfectly on the 7860 Fibonacci, which is ideal for a long-term continuation pattern. Now for bullish sentiment, especially long-term, this is great to see, because if price does want to pull down, which I do think it is, I think the market is relatively exhausted. We are in a bearish crossover on the weekly. One of the last times we did see a bearish crossover, we can see what happened with price. And if we want to see this push up to, let's say, $5,000, we need to see price take a healthy retracement so that it can move up, because that's naturally going to be the harmonics of price action. So this is great to see that we did hit this in the bear run and we held perfectly, because if for whatever reason we do pull down, but we don't reach all the way down to the 100, we'll stay within the Fibonacci and we'll still be able to play within the rules of the Fibonacci. And when I zoom out on this, I'll be able to show you the take profit levels. Now, keep in mind that depending on how deep you pull into the Fibonacci depends on how far you can get into the take profits. So 50 will naturally go to the take profit 1, 6180 will take you up to the negative 6180, which is take profit 2. And then the 7860, if you are able to hit that number, you're able to pull it all the way up potentially to take profit 3, which could take this up theoretically to $9,000 in one long impulse move, which is what we would expect to see in a bull cycle. We've seen what happened previously with Ethereum in the 2020 to 2021 bull cycle. So you can imagine to see something similar, yet exponential, because of the amount of money that's actually going to be flowing into the market this time around. So based on the Fibonacci retracement and extension, it is very possible for price action to get all the way up to $9,000 during the next bull run. And that's not saying this is the ceiling. We could absolutely pass this number. What it's saying is that in one strong move, we could see it theoretically get all the way up there. And now that we know that long-term price action, we want to take a look and see what could happen on the short term. So I'll take that Fibonacci off and I'll put a new one from October 2023, and we'll put both of these double tops on here. And it's going to give us some key prices that we can look for moving forward to see potentially where price could find a support and move back up. Now these are key critical levels. I like this 2051, and I do like any range within the 6180 to 7860. This is EQ's golden pocket. So for example, we can hold support at 2186. That would be great to see, and maybe a nice little lower wick to touch the 7860. And if we wanted to retrace all the way down to a double bottom, that's going to be where the VRVP is currently, which is not a bad thing to see. At least we'll be able to retest this long-term support. And worst comes to worst, I don't think we're going to hit the range low of the bear market, which is 1,000. I think if we did, for whatever reason, drop all the way down to the 1500, it'll hold pretty steady in this range. More than likely, we'll be stopping into like the 24 into the 2000 range is where I think the price would continue. This is where I think price would start to find a support hold so that we could potentially push back up and fulfill the next waves of the Fibonacci. And a big thing when you're looking at these charts, and what I'm waiting for specifically, is volume to start coming in. So we can see even from the 2021 bull run, volume has been a continuous downtrend, and even through this last pump, volume has still been sideways but still in a negative downtrend. So ideally what we want to see moving forward is volume to start moving in an uptrend, especially if price, let's say, pulls down into the later half of this year, going into October, November, and we get a little bit of a pull down. Meanwhile, this volume is flowing up. That would be a great sign for me moving forward that it would be time to start accumulating and could be potentially a great area for DCA. Now, if you want to come trade with me, I'm going to drop this link in the description, or you can click it in the video on top. This is going to take you to my stand store. If you want to grab the free 7-day trial or get monthly access, it's going to be through here. And if you want to get access to lifetime, so it's just a one-time payment and you're in forever, you can get the access through here. And there are about 15 seats left at this 50 per month. So if you are interested in joining the Epic trading floor, make sure to grab those seats while they're available. That's where I'm going to keep everyone up to date with any of my trades, including this Ethereum long term. If you're not subscribed already, make sure to please hit that subscribe button, and I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on wherever you're tuning in the world.